Hi everyone, welcome back to the RemoteGRAD channel. I'm Marie, the founder of RemoteGRAD, and in this video, I'm gonna be talking all about like traditional higher education and whether it prepares us for the world of remote work as it currently is. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to talking about this. I did a LinkedIn post on my personal LinkedIn page about this yesterday, and I sent out an email to the newsletter list. So this is me really expanding on the topic. And yeah, please bear with me. I really enjoy making these videos, but it's still quite new to me. So if I'm looking all around or say a lot, yeah, patience is appreciated. So yeah, I want to get into it. So when we think about traditional higher education, we know that being an undergrad or an undergraduate is someone who is pursuing their first ever degree, and then you graduate after 3 or 4 years and become a graduate. And then if you decide to pursue a second or even third, fourth degree, you'd be considered a postgrad or postgraduate student. And it's really important for us to think about what this means in terms of the working world, because it's assumed that if you're an undergrad or if you're a graduate, that you have the skills and tools and the mindset needed to succeed in to succeed in the working world. And but as we've seen, now that the working world is digital, it's remote, it's global, the skills and the mindset and the tools and the resources that are needed are different, compared to the ones needed when the workplace was, for example, in an office or a grad scheme job or something like that. And I think that as the future of work has literally we've been pushed into the future with coronavirus and everything that's going on, I think it's fair to say that it's here to stay. So now we need to really think and consider, is higher education adequately preparing us for this? Personally, I think traditional higher education has its strengths, helps us to develop critical thinking, analytical thinking skills, being able to digest large pieces of information, memorize as well. But then when it comes to the skills needed in a digital remote workplace, such as the authenticity to stand out and follow what it is that you are passionate about. I don't know if university provides that, or the tenacity to seek out new opportunities, or the courage to continuously digitally upskill yourself. Those are the areas where I think that traditional higher education could be better. And this is part of the reason why I've created the RemoteGRAD course, because it's everything I've learned through doing a coding bootcamp, through doing several self-development courses like Landmark Curriculum for Living, Vipassana 10-day meditation, and blending it into this course where we really have a merging a merging of hard skills where it comes to digitally upskilling yourself through doing projects, and soft skills such as communication, collaboration, not just like communication, but written communication, verbal communication, also asynchronous communication that isn't in real time, and then synchronous communication, which is real time, and then being able to put yourself out there, do networking online. These are the skills, these are the approaches that is so important to have when approaching a remote workplace. And I really believe that what I'm going to do is, in this video, it's going to be quite a chatty video. I'm going to go through some of the key aspects I believe that are necessary to succeed in a digital, remote, global workforce, and explain and map it out to what I've created with the RemoteGRAD course. So the first aspect I really believe is necessary is authenticity. And authenticity is really being who you are. And I think part of that is being who you are as well, not just at home, but who you are in everything you do. So that also applies to a career. And I think that that is more important than ever, because now that the workplace is global, the talent pool is global, an employer can hire someone from the UK just as easily as they can hire someone from the Philippines or from Nigeria. I think because now there's more players in the game, so to speak, I don't believe that this, yes, you can say this creates competition, but from another perspective, you can say that what this means is that it's necessary now for each person to really be bringing their best to job applications, to if they're doing freelancing, to client like prospective clients, because now that there's so much choice, we all want to choose the best for us. And by being ourselves, by being ourselves, we create the best version of ourselves that doesn't just impact us but impacts the people we work with. It makes us more, I believe, magnetic and attractive, not physically, well, I guess physically, but also in terms of the opportunities that we attract, the relationships, the career relationships we attract. And I think that really starts from being yourself, and the way you can be yourself is by knowing yourself. And that is exactly why in the Remote Grad course, System 1 is all about gaining clarity in terms of what you enjoy doing, your areas of interest, and looking at how that can be connected to the digital skill you have or the digital skill that you want to develop. And that through gaining clarity there, you can then really narrow down the type of job you want to get, or the type of industry you want to freelance in or start an online business in. So really getting clear on who you are in terms of your passions, your areas of interest, and then letting everything grow out of that. So yeah, authenticity is a huge one. And then another aspect connected to authenticity is showing off, not showing off, but showing off who you are to the world through the internet. And that's why System 8 is all about creating an online portfolio, because people need to see you. You need to put yourself out there for you to attract the job opportunities, career, relationships, and things that are in alignment with who you are. And then another aspect I really believe is important in the remote workplace is, by the way, I'm looking at my laptop because I have notes on the screen. So yeah, so another aspect I believe is really important is tenacity. So it's the ability to keep trying and being able to, even after rejection, going back again and again. And I think that's really important, especially when it comes to seeking out new opportunities, because as we know, the future of work means that there's many types of jobs, many industries that are still being created, are newly being created. We have the passion economy, the creator economy, which are economies fueled by people following their passions, following what it is they love to do. We have TikTok, YouTube, which are huge platforms that lets people create livings from doing what it is that they like to do. And I really believe that tenacity is needed when it comes to approaching the remote workplace, because everything is being newly formed. It requires us to seek but also create at the same time. And that's exactly why with the Remote Grad course, with System 4, which is all about finding career content through media content, so using social media to find pockets where you can learn from people, who are in the field or the industry that you want to go into, or who have a business in that field, or who are freelancing in that field, and knowing how to navigate social media in a strategic way. I mean, many of us as Generation Z or Generation Z, however you want to say it, grew up on the internet. I think it's really important to know how to navigate it in a strategic way, especially when it comes to career opportunities. And all added to that, is also knowing where and how to find junior remote jobs and freelance projects, because there's so many job boards on the internet, remote job boards especially, but then you can also connect with people on LinkedIn or Twitter, Instagram. There's always so many small business owners looking to connect with people, not just to socialize, but actually for job opportunities. And that's why this is really important. And I think that takes a lot of tenacity, is like just trying again, stretching yourself, putting yourself out there. And that's really important now that the workplace is open to everyone. Basically, the whole we can say like the whole world is on the stage now. And then the third aspect I really believe is important when it comes to succeeding in a remote workplace is courage. I really believe it takes so much courage to continuously digitally upskill yourself, so learn new digital skills, building projects in order to put those skills into practice, putting those projects out there, sharing your ideas, sharing your thoughts. Even for me, like I love speaking, but creating videos and everything is really exciting, but it also takes a lot of courage because it's something new. And I think that when we're able to step out of our comfort zone, we'll always be rewarded by the opportunities that we find by taking those leaps of fears, by jumping off those cliffs, so to speak. So yeah, I really believe courage is necessary, and I think courage comes from just facing your fear and doing it anyway. So yeah, the fourth aspect I believe is very necessary to succeed in a remote workplace is confidence. Oh, actually, back to courage. So how I've integrated this into the RemoteGRAD course is through System 3, which is all about building personal projects to enhance your CV. So that takes a lot of courage to put your interests out there and find ways to align your digital skills and interests, and then share these projects with people, showcase what you've learned, your potential. And then System 6, which is all about building career projects, is similar. So building career and personal projects which allow you to digitally upskill yourself in the process, but learn to put yourself out there, learn to share what you're working on with the world. And then, so back to the fourth aspect that I believe is very important is confidence. So I really believe it takes a lot of confidence to constantly innovate and take the initiative and do things that haven't been done before. I think that as we go into the remote workplace, it's more important than ever to be willing to try new things, to be willing to reach out to someone who you've never reached out to before, to connect with people who you don't know, you only know them through the internet. That takes a lot of confidence, a lot of boldness, but I really believe that this can be developed just by feeling the fear, doing it anyway, and just continuously doing it. And we see this with System 2, which is all about finding and networking in career communities. So whether the communities are on Slack or Discord or LinkedIn, creating and building the confidence within to be able to go out there and network and connect. And so I think that this is important, and it's one of those things that it can be developed by doing. I mean, some people are born with inner confidence, some of us have to build ourselves up, and I think that's completely fine. As long as you are making the effort, it is what it is. And then the fifth aspect that I believe is very important is communication. So in a world where it's likely that if you have a junior remote job, you're going to be working with people all over the world. If you're freelancing, you're going to be you're going to have clients all over the world. If you have an online business, you're going to have customers all over the world. Being able to communicate in a clear, concise way, in written format and verbal format, is extremely important and is the foundation of everything that is done online. And I believe that with this, it takes practice, it takes communication, but this can be developed through communicating with people who you may not necessarily think that you have a lot in common with. And that's part of why in the RemoteGRAD course, there is, how I've created it is so that there is a community where you are sharing your ideas with people, you're sharing the things that you are struggling with your accountability partner, and making sure that you can give help and assistance as well as get it. So yeah, and so then the sixth and final aspect that I believe is important for succeeding in the future of work is being able to have self-awareness, to manage your time, productivity, and a healthy work-life balance. Because now that we're working from home, we're living at home, we're socializing at home, it's so important for us to be able to know how we're feeling, know when we need to take a break, know when to rest, know when to work, know when we're most productive, and then know when it's best to take a step back. And I believe that this comes through self-awareness, and this comes through doing, and that's also part of the reason why System 11 is all about knowing how to communicate asynchronously, so that you don't always have to be online and present at every single minute of the day. When you know how to communicate asynchronously, so not in real time, it's great because it allows people to get the information they need even if you're not present. And then also, as part of this, built into the course is our e-safety tips. So knowing how to stay safe online, also well-being tips, so about that healthy work-life balance, and knowing just how to manage that in yourself, when to take a break, when to work, and things like that. So I've gone through this quite quickly. I hope it's been informative in terms of explaining why now more than ever we really need to think about how we blend technical hard skills, digital skills, so whether it's web design, search engine optimization, copywriting, marketing, accounting, skills that are needed for the digital workplace, but combining those with soft skills such as authenticity, communication, collaboration, because as we know, employers, customers have access to everyone. We want to make sure that we're working and connecting with people who actually we connect with on a deeper level rather than just surface, because it makes it a much more rich, enriching, fulfilling experience to be working on projects or working at a job that is actually aligned with who you are, your interests and your passions. And I think that we live in very, very exciting times where it's easier than ever to do exactly that. So I think it's really important for us to think about gearing ourselves up and building the necessary skills in order to succeed in a digital, remote, global workforce. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. Let me know what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? How do you see the future of work? Like, what do you think the future of work will look like? It'll be great to hear your thoughts. So thanks so much for watching and see you soon. Bye.